Hey y'all, I hope you've enjoyed the new year so far. I thought I'd take some time and make a video just to talk about stuff and have a state of the channel thing. And what better way to have a fresh start than by playing Fresh Start Cleaning Simulator? I just don't know about stuff, man. Things have not turned out anything like I planned. I just need to rant for a second. I got good grades in high school so I could go to college. I went to college, I majored in computer science. I tried getting an internship, but then a certain worldwide event happened that made everyone stay home. So the internship died on the vine. I used that time to study up on and earn my certification to be considered as an Oracle Certified Associate Java SE8 programmer. I paid something like $200 to take that test for that. My final semester in college started remote and I passed with flying colors. It was kind of disappointing when I graduated, as everyone was still staying at home due to government orders. I couldn't even enjoy getting my diploma on stage and everything. It was just a video they put together on the internet for the graduates to watch as their names flashed on the screen. After a few pre-recorded speeches, I had finally graduated magna cum laude. It was done. All that time on the road, all that time spent studying and doing group projects alone, the two mental breakdowns I had questioning if I was smart enough as I initially struggled to learn the program, it had finally paid off, right? It's not paid off at all, quite the opposite. It took time and money from me I'll never get back, and it may never earn me a cent of profit. I'm just thankful I was fortunate enough to not have to go into debt. As upset as I am about all this, I'd be steaming mad if I had college debt on top of it. Do you know how many interviews I've had? 2. Immediately after I graduated, I started spamming my resume to software engineering roles. I targeted junior or entry level roles, but would send out resumes to other software engineering roles as I thought I could do them. The interview I got was soon after graduation. I was thinking this was it. I was about to walk into the life of financial security I had been chasing all that time. It was a junior Java developer role. It seemed perfect. I had a Zoom interview with the company founder. Interview went well, and the next step was to take an online technical assessment they emailed me. I bombed it. The test consisted mostly of questions on the Java Spring framework, something I did not know existed at the time nor was taught in university. From here, I made it my job to find a job. Nada. After months like this, I started to spiral. A working developer I know tossed an idea at me to make this app a friend of his tried to get him to make. When finished, he'd contact his friend again and see if he wanted in. So, I spent a year making this app. I was a newbie in terms of software engineering experience, so there was a lot to learn and a lot of issues to work through for the implementation of this app. To explain the app without giving the entire idea behind it away, it was an Android app that involved sending customized text messages, as well as needing a database to hold needed information regarding things for each user's usage, etc. I got the thing made. A minimally viable product was born. I was proud of what I had accomplished in building it. My friend tries to get in touch with the guy and gets ghosted. I try and run with it myself and was unable to find users due to not having the connection my friend's friend had. I thought, great, I can't show this app off on my resume, as I was still harboring ideas of revisiting it in the future. I still might do so. Instead, to at least show I was an accepted Google Play developer, I whipped together a dinky little game to throw onto Google Play. Got that done, and still no one biting on any resumes I sent out. I was spiraling. I was about 2 years out from graduation at this point. So a gap in my resume was starting to appear. I start looking for roles at the company my developer friend works for. I find an internship. I was also looking around for anything at this point. The internship wants to talk with me. I get an email that same day from a customer service role saying they wanted to move forward. I talk with the internship guys. It goes well. They sent me an offer. It paid slightly less than the customer service role, doing much more complicated work. I felt insulted and wondered what kind of company would let anyone touch their code for that pay. It just felt like this was a huge red flag and a sign I should move on. I declined the internship and take the customer service position. Just for transparency, one thing log jamming me here, trying to break into software engineering, is my need for it to be a remote role. It's not the only thing, and I don't think it really matters, but I just want to be transparent here. Declining that internship and taking that customer service job are both mistakes I wish I could take back. And I'm not one to say I do many things different in life. Customer service job was awful. In the beginning, they didn't even provision my account with some of the abilities to do things I needed while on a call. Due to my spinal cord injury, my skin is weak. It can't take much. The headphones I wore were slowly wearing down my ears, and if I hadn't left the job when I did, I may have suffered a breakdown on both my ears. This is aside from my poor stamina barely tolerating the job. Since leaving the job, my ears are now weaker to pressure against them than they were, and are now more at risk of breakdowns. So, here I am, unemployed magna cum laude graduate that majored in computer science. After hearing from almost everyone that this was the golden ticket to a good job, now hearing people in the news cry that the US doesn't have enough tech talent. When I was a kid, my family was friends with the principal of my school. I always did well in school. In elementary school, there used to be a little awards ceremony for students that managed to do well all school year. It was cute, everyone dressed up for it, and it made me feel like someone important for a night. I remember my principal that night gathering a students' autographs that made it to the ceremony, joking that when we were famous someday, that selling our autographs would be his retirement. As I signed my name on his autographs page, I remember him looking at me and saying, "You'll make a living with your mind someday due to my disability and high grades I earned." Such a memory leaves a poor taste in my mouth given the situation I find myself in. Hopefully my old principal will be proven right. I tried making this video earlier and scrapped it as that version was too doomer. It's not over. I refuse to lay down and die. So I have plans for the channel. I'm going to start leaning more into this as I've been teaching myself video editing as well. I've been hesitant to lean into this channel that much as I'm not really one to relish the spotlight. I would tolerate it, but I don't really seek it out. But what do I have to lose now when nothing else has worked? This channel could yet be another project of mine to die on the vine. Despite my best efforts as part of the success on YouTube, its algorithms as well as YouTube's discretion. That's another reason I was hesitant to lean more into making YouTube videos. I'm tired of putting time and effort into things for no avail. But I do enjoy making videos. My plans are to use this channel for whatever I want, but I will probably be starting with videos relating to my experience with life in relation to my disability and my spinal cord injury. I want to head off comments putting me on blast that I'm just a sucky developer and need to, quote, get good. A friend of mine that graduated a couple years after me with a computer science degree can't get any callbacks either. He's not limiting his search to remote roles either. I met a woman in my first computer science class. I was going back to school back then to earn her master's in computer science and to refresh herself in coding. She was taking my class to do the refresh yourself in coding part. She said self-admittedly she didn't feel ready for the job market, so she was postponing that milestone with more education. Little did I know that a master's is the new bachelor's in the computer science world. Accreditation, inflation, and all that jazz. So, something stinks in America right now when you can follow the advice of everyone you know to get put on a path to success and fail. If I've done anything wrong in the entire process, perhaps it's that I didn't eat, sleep, breathe computer science and learning to code during my time in college. I just have a hard time believing such a thing when I made a portfolio website on top of everything else, just to show off my design style and ability to put together a static website, and still couldn't get any attention from entry-level web development positions using the exact technologies I used to make that website. For those considering computer science right now, good luck. If I heard correctly, Mark Zuckerberg believes he can see replace all of his junior to mid-level software developers with AI. If that's true, then the entire software engineering and computer science industry is about to crash. It blows my mind how computer science is eating their young like this. Should they fail to automate or outsource dev work to another nation with cheaper wages, I can see software engineering pay shoot up to probably double its all-time average pay. As the older generation retires and fewer devs are available to replace them, due to them exiting the market entirely. All that said, this may be for the best. I only went into computer science for the promise of reliable, high-paying work. I'm bad at communication anyway, so this will be more fun. I just want to end the video by saying to all those struggling to find their way forward in life, whether they've made mistakes in their professional life or not, you're not alone.